It's got to feel good to be Chinese right now. Like, they've got to feel exactly as good as it feels bad to be an American with a functioning brain right now.
And what most of y'all failing to realize is China is the most advanced country in the world now. Like, I hope y'all know that.
China didn't just catch up to the West, it built a new standard, while America's still stuck in the 20th century. From facial payments to drone deliveries, high-speed rail to smart cities, the future isn't coming. It's already here, and it's not in the US. Let's look at some clips that show exactly how far behind America's fallen.
It's got to feel good to be Chinese right now. Like, they've got to feel exactly as good as it feels bad to be an American with a functioning brain right now. They are like on the exact opposite trajectory as the United States. Like, we've just been on this rapid decline my entire life. And then they've been on this upswing for the entire time as well. Like, if I could have chosen to be born anywhere in the world, it would have been China. Back in the 80s when I was born, it probably wouldn't have been great. But my entire life would have been my country improving and getting better. Whereas, as it's been here, my country's just been getting worse and worse. Like, literally, they are winning on everything. Their economy's the best. Their government is the best. They're working for their citizens rather than for corporations like it is in the United States. They have like universal home ownership. Everyone has savings. They have retirement at like 58. They've got everything that they need to survive. We don't even have national health care or a living wage here. We have homelessness. In allegedly the richest country in the world, they've eradicated homelessness essentially. And the rest of the world actually likes them. They use the Belt and Road Initiative, like kind soft power, to build relationships overseas where the United States just invades anyone and bullies people economically. I'll take that over this, let me tell you.
This guy gets what most Americans refuse to see. China experienced the most dramatic quality of life improvement in human history. They lifted 800 million people out of extreme poverty in 40 years, while America's poverty rate barely budged. Chinese life expectancy jumped from 66 to 78, while American life expectancy is actually declining. The numbers don't lie. China's home ownership rate is 90% versus America's 65%. Their savings rate is 45% while America's is 13%. They retire at 58 with pensions while Americans work until they die. One generation of Chinese people went from bicycles to bullet trains. One generation of Americans went from the American dream to the American decline. And WWII says, many Chinese people have grandparents who went hungry as children, parents who worked as factory laborers, and now their own children graduate from university and work in high-tech jobs. Such a transformation is rare in any country, yet it is common in China. My daughter once asked her grandfather what their swimming pool was like when he was young. She couldn't grasp just how vast the gap is across 4 generations. Now, this story perfectly captures what real progress looks like, and it's the opposite of the American experience. 3 generations from starvation to swimming pools, from factory floors to high-tech careers. Meanwhile, American millennials can't afford what their parents had. Gen Z is living with roommates into their 30s, and social mobility has completely stagnated. That little girl asking about her grandfather's swimming pool represents something that many Americans have lost: the expectation that each generation will do better than the last.
I'm tired of hearing this talk about China's this, China's that, I'll never live in China, it's a third world country, whatever. And what most of y'all failing to realize is China is the most advanced country in the world now. Like, I hope y'all know that. China's where it's at. Like, I had a great time my 3 years there. I saved hella bread, lived great, did what I wanted to do. Like, this stuff y'all hearing is BS, bro. Like, a lot of y'all need to get y'all passport and go travel. Stop just listening to people on the internet. Like, go for yourself. Like, the world is globalized now. You know, you're not restricted. You can get your visa. If you have a passport, you can be there within 2 weeks. Like, everything is advanced. They're not playing. Like, you can pay with your face. Imagine you leave your crib without your phone or your wallet. You can pay with your face, and y'all talking about third world country. It seems like a lot of people ignorant but want to talk. Like, I live there. Like, and I'm just talking about the advancement side of things. Like, the lifestyle side of things is crazy. In terms of the pricing, the lifestyle, apartments be like $270 for a 2-bedroom. Like, you telling me that's not lit? Paying less than $1 every time you take the subway. $2, $3, $4 meals. Like, this is what living is. Things that are essential aren't expensive there, and people think that, oh, okay, America, has this, has that, but y'all can't pay for it. Like, most of y'all cannot pay for the things that are available to us in America. Like, what's the point of having all these things when you can't even afford it, or you struggling to just maintain it? When I lived there, I had more than enough money to do what I want, and I saved. Like, that's the point. I saved. And a lot of y'all just stuck on this American way. I don't get it, bro. I really don't. Like, a lot of y'all need to get y'all passports and leave and go check and see what's out there. I'm telling you.
While America is arguing about contactless payments, China's got 900 million digital wallet users, and many can literally leave their house without a phone or a wallet and still buy groceries. And those living costs he mentioned, China's cost of living can be up to 45% lower than the US, with rent being 60% cheaper on average. So when he's talking about $270 for a two-bedroom apartment and dollar subway rides, he's just stating facts. And that makes America look expensive and outdated. And here's the thing, China's mobile payment adoption rate absolutely destroys America's. We're talking about a country where street vendors and buskers accept QR codes, while half of America still can't figure out Apple Pay. And this comment says, the difference between China and the US is that when there's a problem, the Chinese government solves it, whereas the US will spend time and effort in finding all the excuses why it can't be solved. The most ironic thing is that there's a lot of Americans who would literally defend these excuses. America's become a nation of excuse makers instead of problem solvers. China built over 4 million 5G base stations, while America spent 4 years arguing about whether TikTok was a national security threat. They eliminated extreme poverty, while America debated whether homelessness is a lifestyle choice. And the most pathetic part, Americans will defend this dysfunction with their dying breath, claiming their freedom to fail is somehow superior to their success.
I told you guys, China is living in the future. Right now, we're gonna order some drinks and snacks for the kids, and it's gonna get delivered by a drone. Check this out. That's how they do the drone deliveries in China. Pretty cool. It's going to drop down into that box and you have to get it out of there. Now my wife is going to pick up our box from the drone delivery. Beautiful wife. And it's as easy as that. We're living in the future. Yeah.
So convenient. Everywhere, anywhere.
Here comes another one.
There we go. I ordered some drinks.
Yeah, we got the drinks. They came in this little box from the drone. Let's see what's inside.
This
Huge drinks.
is a watermelon
The
drink.
watermelon
I want it.
for both drones to
This is my
deliver.
lemon tea for recycling.
Yeah, Nanny.
Is it good?
Oh, you can put on
Refreshing.
It is pretty darn good.
Look at them. Oh, look. It's hanging upside down.
Brad in China.
Drone delivery in China isn't some Silicon Valley pipe dream. It's Tuesday afternoon reality. This video shows exactly why America feels like it's stuck in 2010. China delivered 2.7 million parcels by drone in 2024 alone. Their drone delivery market is valued at $1.4 billion and growing at 42.9% annually. Meanwhile, the US is still debating FAA regulations while Chinese kids are getting watermelon drinks dropped off from the sky. Think about it. This is about infrastructure that actually works. China built over 4 million 5G base stations, while America is still fighting about broadband access. And let's talk about Shenzhen a little bit. You know, in 1980, Shenzhen was a fishing village with a population of around 30,000 people living a subsistence lifestyle. Today, it is a bustling metropolis with a population of over 13.5 million and boasts the fastest growing millionaire population on Earth, with a staggering 140% growth in the last decade. From a humble fishing village to a global tech hub in just 44 years, Shenzhen's transformation is nothing short of a modern miracle. An Asian hero says, "I was in Shenzhen last year having morning coffee on the 21st floor and watched a flying car go by." Flying cars in Shenzhen, potholes in Detroit. That's America's technological gap in one sentence. While this guy is casually watching the future fly past his window, Americans are still debating whether they can afford to fix their 1950s infrastructure. Shenzhen went from a fishing village to a city where flying cars are just part of morning commute in 44 years. Detroit went from the Motor City to a symbol of American decline in the same time frame. The contrast isn't just embarrassing, it's a complete indictment of American priorities. One country builds the future while the other can't even maintain the present. When your innovation hub, Silicon Valley, looks like a homeless camp compared to Chinese Tier 2 cities, maybe it's time to admit you're not the tech leader anymore.
China is living in the future. So here's everything that blew my mind on my most recent 3-day trip to Chongqing. Starting off with the hotels, the majority of which have smart rooms, where you can control pretty much everything from the click of a button, including this huge projector screen, and they literally have smart toilets everywhere. Now if you want to order anything to your room, an entire robot will deliver it to you. And the craziest thing is, people just act like it's normal here. But let's talk about the engineering in China, because it is insane. Bear in mind, this city is built on a mountain and has over 30 million people living here. You can be in a main square with shops and restaurants all around you and then realize you're on the 22nd floor. And if that's not enough, the engineers actually built an entire train track into a residential building, which then proceeds to wrap around a mountain. And believe it or not, the train doesn't make any noise whatsoever. Don't even get me started on the cars here in China, the majority of which are electric, and you've probably never heard of them. But they are super luxurious and have absolutely incredible performance, as you can see on screen. And if you're in two minds, you can get a bike/car. But what blew my mind most was the skyline at night time. This city lights up and it feels like you're in some sort of sci-fi movie. The drone shows every Saturday are next level. So if you want a taste of the future, then make sure to pay China a visit, because it will really surprise you.
This video perfectly captures why China makes America look like they're living in the past. Smart toilets everywhere, robot room service, and trains that don't make noise. This isn't science fiction, it's just China in 2025. The engineering he's describing is real. Cities like Chongqing, which went from 2.5 million to over 15 million people in just 25 years, are built on impossible terrain with infrastructure that would make American engineers cry. But here's the kicker. Chongqing was the most heavily bombed city in Asia during World War II, with Japan dropping over 11,500 bombs from 1938 to 1944. This city went from literal rubble to trains running through residential buildings and multi-level highways stacked like a maze. And those electric cars he mentioned, China's not just ahead in EVs, they're lapping America. While America is still debating charging infrastructure, China's got luxury electric vehicles most Americans have never heard of, with performance that puts Tesla to shame. The skyline footage, the drone shows, the seamless integration of technology into daily life. This is what happens when a country actually invests in the future instead of arguing about it. And Iconic says, this could never be implemented in the West. The mindset of the people in the UK, US, and Europe is to smash it up. Then they complain. The mindset in China seems to be to grow as a country, unlike the West. And this cuts to the heart of Western decline. We've become a civilization that celebrates destruction over construction. Americans will vandalize a new bike share program, then complain about the lack of transportation options. They'll vote down infrastructure spending, then whine about crumbling roads. The Chinese mindset is, how do we build this better? While the Western mindset is, how do we tear this down? You see it everywhere, from graffiti-covered subway systems to the way they treat public spaces like garbage dumps. When your culture's default response to innovation is skepticism and sabotage, don't act surprised when your cities look like they're from the 1970s, while China's look like they're from 2070. Growth requires a collective commitment to improvement, and the West has traded that for individualistic destruction. It's time people recognize what's real. One country is building the future, fast and scalable. The other is stuck in gridlock, both on the roads and in the mind. From facial payments to drone deliveries, from bullet trains to smart cities, the infrastructure gap isn't just widening, it's becoming embarrassing. Consider joining our membership, get a shout out, and flex with custom emojis. Drop a comment. What shocked you more? The trains, the tech, or the fact that the US still hasn't built anything since 1998? Stay sharp, and until next time, bye.